So let me ask you this. Did he ever know that you had a crush on him?
Probably not. I was a little punk back then. I was so shy. But I don't think he really knew. I don't think, not for me. I didn't tell him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you've seen him today, what you gonna do?
Walk past because he a crackhead. Now see.
Minute, then it big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's me, Munee Monroe from the Money Experience. We're back. We're here at our new home at 111 Studios. Got a great interview set up for you today. And without further ado, I'm gonna let our guests introduce themselves.
Hey y'all, my name is Lala, owner of 111 Studios right here in Forest Park. It's a new content studio that is now booking for all content creators, so come through.
All right, great. So I like to jump right into it.
Let's get to it.
All right, so you and we already had a pre-conversation that nothing is off limits. So I gotta jump right in with the hard stuff.
Oh damn, okay. Let's get it.
Lala is short for what?
LaShondra Hubert.
Okay. See, that wasn't even hard. You was worried. I seen it. I seen it in your face.
A little bit.
I seen it in your face. So let's talk about where the concept for the studio came from.
So back in 2020, during the pandemic, everyone was creating a podcast. Everyone became a content creator because we were locked in the house. So me, like so many others, me and my best friend, we created a podcast called Poppin' After 30 Podcast, where we were actually very successful for the 1 year that we did it for. But during that time, I wish that we had a place to shoot content, to be able to have different backdrops, different backgrounds, and be able to commune with other content creators. Right. So during that time, we were in my best friend's kitchen, in her dining room. We had a couple of green backdrops to kind of switch it out, but having an actual space was always my dream. So fast forward a couple of years later, I was able to secure some business funding and just kind of dive right in. This is a very new concept to the industry, not a huge film media production studio, but something small for content creators. Not yet.
Not yet.
But
always put the yet on it.
Yes, not yet, but something for entry-level content creators to come, shoot their podcast, start their podcast, and really get the content and the branding that they really want to acquire to. Okay,
so you said a lot that got my mind racing, got a bunch of different questions, but I'm gonna go one place and then I'm gonna come back to where I really want to go. Popping after 30. What's that about? Tell me about the title first, and then tell me everything else.
So the title Popping After 30 just came about my life here in Atlanta, my life with my girls, my friends. I remember when we were in our 20s, we thought 30 was old. We thought 30 was this point that your knees is not working and your back is in, and so we thought it was like over at 30. Right. But the podcast, we wanted to present to women that you are still popping after 30. And honestly, me being well into my 30s now, I think I love it here. I'm not gonna lie. It's just way better in your 30s than it was in my 20s. More money, just more intelligence, more emotional intelligence, more lessons. And we want to showcase still popping after 30.
Well, I'm 29. I can't wait till I hit 30.
Okay, yeah.
So
you can
29.
29 and holding on.
Exactly. And 29. So y'all came up with the concept. Everything is going. You explained. So you said that 1 year was very successful. Like, what do you think made it successful that first year, that year?
I think we just had the time. I mean, we were working remotely. We were in the house. We just had the time to be creative. And at that point in time, everyone was online. No, the streets were closed. So everyone was online. Everyone had a podcast. So that podcast community was just jumping. Remember, they had the Clubhouse that came out during that time as well. And that was something that was just such a big thing. And we wanted to capitalize on that. So we experienced a lot of success because we commune with a lot of other podcasts.
Right.
Like, it was a big podcast community, and we work with so many great podcasts.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of fast forward, I was doing my podcast, had took a break, and then, all of a sudden it was like, hey, I'm ready to get back into it. People was asking me like, oh, I want to do an interview. When you going to interview me?
Yes.
You said this, you said that. And I was like, okay, all right, no problem. So I threw it out there on Facebook. I'm like, hey, if you got a space, hit me up. And a mutual friend of ours, we'll save her name for later.
Yep.
She hit me up and was like, hey, take a look at this. I think you'll like it. I'm not going to lie. The moment I seen it online, I was like, oh, this is going to work. I didn't even pay attention to the address to realize that it's 15 minutes from my house.
That's what's
I didn't even pay attention to that. All I seen was when I seen it online, I was like, yo, this is somewhere where I want to be. So I sent Styles, he's my videographer. I sent him the address. I said, do you think this is something that can work for you? He was like, drive's not that bad. Because again, I always think about, other people, things like that.
Yeah.
So then we came. As soon as I walked in, that was it. So fell in love with the place. Definitely knew that we were going to do this. The pricing, I'm not to get into the business, but you made it so that even if I didn't want to do it, I was probably going to do it.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And that's like my goal, right? I want to target that creator. Like, you don't have to have a big production budget. You know what I'm saying? You can make content with a small amount of money and still produce really great content. So that's why I created this place, because I was there. Like, I was that content creator that needed a space, but people charging $200, $300. I mean, get your money, no hate.
Yep.
But I want to be able to target anybody that has this dream, that has this desire of becoming a content creator.
Yeah, so came in, loved the place. And when I looked at every room, it was like any room that you had, any studio that you had, I could see myself doing it in there. What was the inspiration? Give me the inspiration behind the rooms.
I wanted to have each room be different with none alike. I wanted them to each have their own separate personality. Now, I'm by no means am an interior designer. I had no clue what I was doing. But my initial plan was to hire an interior designer. But because, starting a new business, you have financial things that come up. So I was like, have no budget for the interior designer. I'm going to have to make this thing work. So I took my time, Pinterest, I looked at things that I liked, and I just created the room based on my eye, my vision, like what I like, I didn't incorporate anything I didn't like. And I just made it work. So I wanted to create rooms that were gender neutral. So you, as a man or as a woman, I can use any room and it would work with what I was trying to do as a content creator. So I put some thought into it, but I really just picked things that I just liked, and I thought it went together.
So it was your style.
It was my style.
It was your style. Yes. So, all right. Now I got to put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
Got to put you on the spot. Which studio out of all of them do you like the best?
This one that we're in.
Okay. Why?
This was very different than anything. Like, I wouldn't have done this in my house. Like, I wouldn't have picked this for myself. I created this studio that we're in for men, period. I know I said everything was gender neutral, but I had this design just because I could see the guy podcast in here. I could see the guy interview in here. And then I can also see women as well. But I wanted that cigar bar, loungy type feel. Okay. So this one is my absolute favorite one.
All right. Okay. So where do you see the studio going? Where do you see yourself going?
My next step is I want to get more into events. So I love the content studio space rental. I would love to get a bigger space that incorporated more events. So you can do content. You could still have the huge studio space, but you can also do a big event space. I think event rentals and event anything is real popular in Atlanta. So that's definitely where I'm headed.
Okay. All right. So now curveball coming at you.
Okay. I'm ready.
Curveball.
Let's go.
So who do you have a crush on in the 6th grade?
Dang, well, I knew you was going to say this. Let me think back. Dang, because it was a couple.
A couple?
Oh, I ain't going to say his name. Okay, I remember. Because I've had a crush on him, like, from, like, 3rd grade to, like, 8th grade. And it was this guy, he lived with his grandmother, which I thought was, it was weird because everybody had their parents, but he lived with his grandmother.
Right.
And he lived next door to my cousin. So I would always go to my cousin's house after school, and then I would kind of go over and creep over there. And he always had to do his homework directly after, and then he would go play basketball on the basketball court. So I would just be over there. You can't shoot. You can't do this. And that I actually got into basketball because of him.
So why do you think it is that, back then, girls used to always treat the guys bad if they liked them?
And vice versa, because I remember getting beat up by dudes that claimed they liked me, getting hit on the legs with rulers in the summertime. I don't know. I don't know. I think it kind of rolled over into adulthood, because that's how we are now. You say you love somebody and then you treat them terribly, and then when they leave your ass, then...
No, see, that's different. That's different.
Then you want to be all nice and sweet.
Okay.
Nope.
So let me ask you this. Did he ever know that you had a crush on him?
Probably not. I was a little punk back then. I was so shy.
It's understandable.
Shy.
You said the 3rd to the 8th grade. It's understandable.
I was super shy. So
really?
Probably not. He probably didn't know. He probably kind of maybe figured out, because I used to follow him around. But I don't think he really knew. I don't think not for me. I didn't tell him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you seen him today? What you gonna do?
Walk past, because he a crackhead, and I've seen him.
So you already know him.
I already seen him, because I'm from San Diego, so it's a very small town, and a very where the black people are. It's a one area.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's still there.
You pretty sure? Okay.
So no, I will keep on going.
So no love for the crackhead now.
I'm straight. That was back then. She's grown now.
No problem.
Yeah.
All right. So last thing we're gonna talk about a little bit, and then I'm gonna let you go.
Okay.
Let's talk about the Poppin' After 30 podcast. I know you're still doing it. So where's that going?
So me and my best friend, finding time between our schedules, but we just kicked it back off. We just we're about to release our 3rd episode for our 4th season. And we're just getting back into the swing of things, which is really kind of great, because we've been asked to do a lot of hosting gigs. And that is a new element for me. Even doing this interview is a new element for me, but I realize that is a direction that we have to step into, and I'm down. I'm for it. Our podcast, we got a lot of listeners, we got a lot of downloads, and we also receive sponsorships. So I'm pretty sure that's something we could dive back into.
Okay.
Just like people were asking about your interview, hey, when you're doing interviews again, it was the same thing. Hey, we miss y'all. Come back. We need some more topics. And we talk about very relatable things, dating, relationships, and then we throw in educational things like marketing, business, empowering women and things like that. So, stay tuned. We got a lot of stuff coming.
Well, that's awesome. So I want to thank you.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, one, for the space.
Yes.
Again, I love it. I want to thank you for volunteering or submitting and coming and being a interviewee. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to our future together.
Yes.
Because again, this is 111 Studios is the new home of the Money Experience.
Yay.
This is where we will be and this where we will grow together.
Yes,
So,
I love that.
Definitely enjoyed sitting down talking to you. Won't be our last time. I got to get you and your best friend
Yes,
together.
It's a whole
It's a
mood.
whole different thing.
It's
then.
a whole vibe,
Oh
right?
no! Oh no!
We're gonna need to pop some champagne
Okay.
for that one.
Look, we definitely gonna have to set that up.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you so much for having me. I've enjoyed our conversation. It wasn't too bad. I was a little nervous, but that wasn't too bad.
All right. So before we go, I want you to look in the camera, tell everybody how they can get in contact with you, and anything else you want them to know.
Okay, well, again, my name is Lala from 111 Studios, located in Forest Park, Georgia. Please follow us on Instagram at one11 studios, on Facebook as well, and TikTok. And check out my website, www.111studios.com. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. We're just gonna wrap it up. But one thing I do want to tell you is that life is full of choices, and you can choose to live and be happy and be prosperous. You can you can choose to be like Lala here and just say, this is what I want to do and go after it, or you can live with a bunch of regret. So I challenge you today to live your life, to make the choice to do what you want to do. And with that, I'm Munee Monroe, the Money Experience, and we out.